all the teachers and my dear students. I welcome you to the modern United Nations UN General Assembly Session 2023-24. First of all, I would like to call the President, Secretary and the host. President, Secretary, Diktayan and today's Assembly host, Kalani Budhapal. The ladies, family, Namita Behra, Russian Federation, Siddharth Chandra Sahu, Jeffrey, Italy, P. Sandeep, USA, Satyasati Sahu, Nepal. As well as I would like to call all other delegates from different countries to occupy their chair. Indonesia, Bangladesh, Somali Sahu, Egypt, Gunung Sahu, Canada, Muhammad Papa, France, Sonali Bisoi, Mexico, Kripiranjan, Israel, Santoshini Behra, West Indies, Rajeshri Sahu, UAE, Alok Mahapatra, and if the names are less, occupy the seats. Commission, the Peace Building Commission, and the Human Rights Council. So, this was a brief introduction on United Nations and their role and responsibilities. Dear students, today on the topics to be discussed at the model United Nations. Here are some rules or basic rules made by our school for the smooth conduct of model United Nations Assembly. Participants will be divided into 3 groups. Each group will be organized The assembly will be conducted within 2 sessions. The first session agenda will be on human rights and democracy, and the second session is on disaster management. Each session will have common agenda, and these agendas are welcome address by UN General Secretary or President, nomination by UN Secretary for the member country to host, speech by UN Secretary, part for delegations, informal meetings, formal meetings, resolution writing session, voting session, and the last one will be the closing ceremony speech. So, these are the things regarding today's program. Now, this is the time for our delegates and all the members who are assigned with different responsibilities to carry out the model United Nations General Assembly Session 2023-24. Thank you.
Excellencies, the Head of State and Government, Mr. Secretary General of United Nations, Honorable Ministers, distinguished delegates, and all stakeholders present here. It is my honor and privilege as President of United Nations General Assembly to welcome you to this hall
engaging with readers in a reason to express our concern, our outrage, our thought, and to advance efforts to avoid and spill over to the wider Middle East. This most recent violence does not come in a vacuum. The reality is that it grows out of a long-standing conflict with a 56-year-long occupation and no political end in sight. It's time to end this vicious circle of bloodshed, hatred, and polarization. Despite our long list of global challenges, that same spirit of determination can guide us forward. Let us be determined to heal divisions and fought peace. Determined to uphold the dignity and worth of every person. Determined to realize the sustainable development goals and leave no one behind. Determined to reform multilateralism from the 21st century and come together for the common good. Even in this moment of rare and immediate danger, we cannot lose sight of the early realistic foundation for true peace and stability. A two-state solution. Israel must see that legitimate needs for security materialized, and Palestinians must see that legitimate aspirations for an independent state realized. Finally, we must be clear for the principle of upholding human dignity. The way forward is clear.
Identify, investigate, prosecute, and punish officials who committed human rights abuses or corruption and thereby impunity for the world. Sri Lanka knows to control human rights. Section 1. Respect for the integrity of the person. Section 2. Respect for civil liberties. Section 3. Freedom to participate in political process. Section 4. Corruption and lack of transparency in the government. These sections provides criminal penalties for corruption by officials, but the government didn't implement the law effectively. Section 5. Governmental procedure towards international and non-governmental investigation of all alleged abuses of human rights. A variety of domestic and international human rights groups investigated and published their findings on human rights cases. Governmental officials, however, were not respective to employ bureaucracy to initiate the work of such organization. Section 6. Worker rights. These sections include freedom of association and the right to collective bargaining. If we see through informal sector, in labor survey of year 2019, 62% of the country's workforce was employed informally, and legal entitlements enjoyed by formal sector workers such as employees' provident fund, employees' trust fund, paid leave and security of the employment are not available to a large majority of the educated workforce in the country. We hope the above problems in regards to human rights will be solved in few years and Sri Lanka will be free from corruption and regarding human rights. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, the delegate of Sri Lanka. Now I would like to invite the delegate of Russia to come to the floor.
Is food. Broken food systems are not intuitive. They are the result of choices we have made. There is more than enough food in the world to go around. More than enough food, more than enough money to fund efficient and sustainable food systems to feed the world. While supporting decent work for those who grow the food we eat, and more than enough agriculture innovation and technology that can place healthy food within reach of every person. The good news is the country are heeding the alarm which sounded in 2021 when I convinced the first food system summit. Over 100 countries have submitted voluntarily progress report on food system transport. Countries are taking decisive steps to reflect this priority in national and sub-national laws, policies and programs and investments. And we see more partnership among government, business, civil societies, UN agencies, with
including those UN Food System Coordination Hall. But this time is running out. We need urgent action regarding this. It's no surprise that chronic hunger is increasing in the area of the weakest and most underfunded food system, Western Asia, the Caribbean, and across all regions in Africa. We must take towards second goal of species, that is zero hunger. I urge government to respond to our call in SDG stimulus to scale up affordable long-term financing for all countries meeting all at least $500 billion a year. Excellencies, we must also boost support for women men around the world who bring food systems from farmer to food worker, those who transport food to market. The World Bank estimates that food system represent about 10% of the economy. My dear friends, transforming food
Your
system.
turn for the delegates of Russia is over. Thank you.
Excellencies, my thanks to Secretary for giving my country Italy to be part of the United Nations Committee. As this is a debate about food system, but it is essentially about food eating and the need to protect the most basic of human rights, the right to food. In a world of plenty, it is outrageous that people continue to suffer and die from hunger. The Food System Summit 2 years ago had signed the spotlight on cold food. Global food systems are broken and billions of people are paying the price. Dear delegates, basic human rights in Italy includes freedom of belief and faith, the right of asylum from undemocratic countries, the right to work, and the right of dignity and equality before the law. Human rights are the basic right of every citizen in every country. Broken food systems are not invalid. They are the result of choice we have made. There is more than enough food in the world to go around, more than enough money to fund efficient and sustainable food system to fill the world. We need urgent action in three key areas. First, massive investment in sustainable, equitable, and resilient food system. Second, government and business must work together to build systems that put people over profit. Third, we need food system that can help and end the senseless war on our planet. Food system transformation is fundamental to reducing carbon emission and limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Secretary, and dear delegates, for patiently listening to the thought of country Italy. Thank you again.
Thank you to the delegate of Italy. Invite the delegate of US to come from.
It's a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you for honoring me with this degree and for the United Nations and our staff. Today, as delegates of UN, I see our overwhelming injustice across the globe and argue that time our attention. There is gender equality and discrimination against women. Gender equality is the key side of our better world. Women have been fighting for the rights for centuries. 500 years ago, Mundu waged war against Portuguese colonial rule present in Angola, and many officials who wrote a petition of rights of women in 1792 is often seen as the mother of Western countries. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is also the right to equal in men and women, and the Convention of Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women outline a vision of gender equality. But despite these advances, the state of women's rights remain dark. Inequality and discrimination are the norms everywhere. Bhavna says always including femicide is an epidemic. Women's sexual and reproductive rights are under threat from different sides, and I see 5 areas in which achieving gender equality can transform our world. First, conflict and violence. There is a straight line between violence against women, civil oppression, and conflict. Second, the digital divide. Third, political representation. Fourth, women's rights and equal opportunity. And last, climate crisis. Women's participation in parliament around the world has doubled in the last 25 years. To one point of view that 1/4 states live. Gender equality is a question of power that has been zealously right by men or women. We must urgently transfer and redistribute power if we are to safeguard our future in our planet. Our planet, our structure, our evolved gradually over thousands of years. One further evolution.
Your turn for the delegate of West is over. Thank you, delegate.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite the delegate of Nepal.
Madam President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I congratulate you, Mr. President, Madam President, and members of the Bureau on your respective positions. Today, due to the resurgence of geopolitical competition, power polarization, and economic nationalism, maintenance of quality and security, the foremost goal of the UN Charter, have come under serious strain. Spending on arms is on the rise, but resources from the realization of the 2030 agenda have become scarce. We must prioritize and focus on our common goal of peace, prosperity, and progress. It is time to build trust, promote partnership and collaboration, and work in solidarity when the world is facing the challenge of unprecedented scale and nature. Madam President, 15 years on, we have come a long way. We successfully transformed through a nationally led process. We promulgated a democratic constitution in 2015 by our elected Constituent Assembly. We have consolidated the universally recognized values of human rights, participatory democracy, periodic election, inclusive proportional representation, full press freedom, independent judiciary, and the rule of law. We have firmly established the sovereignty of lies in Nepali people, and they are the real source of state power. An amendment related to the transitional justice has been tabled and federal parliament to address the concerns of the victims. Strike a right balance between peace, justice, reparation, and to make the transitional justice process broadly owned by our society.
Your turn for the delegate of Nepal is over. Thank you, delegate. Now I would like to give the resolution to Secretary.
Is the time for voting?
Past sessions closing ceremony or closing event speech by Honorable
Now,
So the past sessions of model United Nations mock assemblies or general assemblies over. So in order to conduct the second session, so already the delegates occupy their seat. So now I would like to request Amarata Madam to give a brief introduction to the UN General Assembly and declare the name of the President, Secretary and host country in order to conduct the second session of this Model United Nations.
Welcome to the August gathering. Happy welcome all of you to the second session of Model United Nations Conference 2023-24. A big platform to stimulate, enhance, and reciprocate cooperation, diplomacy, and unifying skill sets of young delegates to take up global challenges. And now request the executive board members to come upon the stage as I read the names and committees are announced. First of all, I call upon United Nations General Assembly board members, Ms. Irma Kisan, President of UN Board Assembly. Second, Ms. Barki Sahu, Secretary. The delegate of Mexico. Now, I would like to start asking proceedings again. Thank you.
State and government, Mr. Secretary General of the United Nations, Honorable Minister, distinguished delegates, and all the stakeholders present over here. Good afternoon. I hereby welcome you all the delegates from various countries, debate, discussion, deliberation on disaster management. Action is what the world needs.
deforestation and desertification are creating wastelands of one-living ecosystem, chemicals and pesticides. National reach unprecedented level in July 22, turning the compounding effect of the climate crisis, disaster, conflict, continuing socio-economic effects of the coronavirus disease, tragic inflation, food and energy crisis. Climate change poses an existential.
Excellencies, my thanks to Secretary for giving my China to be part of the United Nations Assembly meeting. 5 Chinese cities with a combined population of more than 25 million have committed to prioritize efforts to reduce disaster risk. Lishui, Shanghai, Tianjin district and Tianjin Eco-City have joined meetings and division, Department of International Cooperation and Rescue, Minister of Emergency Management of China said reduction of disaster have a significant impact on development, so we need to build the sustainable and resilient cities. This is our top priority. The co-chair of MCR 2030, the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Governments for Sustainability, welcomed the 5 cities to the worldwide network with the announcement of their joining MCR 2030 at the Resilient Cities China Symposium in Kunming, China. Almost 80 experts on ecosystem management, urban sustainability, and Excellencies, my thanks to Secretary for giving my country Bangladesh to be a part of the United Nations Assembly meeting. On 9 December 2014, an oil tanker accident in the Sundarbans of Bangladesh led to the release of approximately 358,000 liters of heavy fuel oil into the river and mangrove ecosystem. The response to the accident was led by the Ministry of Environment and Forest along with its like Department of Forest and Department of Environment with the help of local communities. Concerned about the potential impact of the oil into the ecosystem and the community that depend on it for their livelihoods, led to the government of Bangladesh on 15 December 2014 to request the United Nations Development Program. The mission consisted of 25 experts and officials from Bangladesh government, agency and universities. The United Nations just thank you.
Now is the time for executive.
All Highness and respected delegates of all nations, I am delighted to be here with all of you. And thanks to the Secretary of my country, Egypt, to be part of United Nations Assembly meeting. The concept of disaster management enables the application of action in complex and confusing disaster scenarios. In Egypt, the situation calls for the adoption of efficient disaster management policies which take into consideration the effective allocation of resources to alternative and competitive demands.
ମେମ୍ବର ବୁଲୁଥିବେ ମନେ ମନେ ଆଉ ସେଠିକି ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ହେଲେ କେତେ କ'ଣ ଦରକାର।
outlined in the EM framework and seek to guide everyday governments. The concept of resistance is defined in the EM framework as the capacity of a system, community, or society to adapt to distress resulting from hazard by preserving to reach and maintain an acceptable level of function. In order to fulfill its purpose in an increasingly complex and rapidly evolving risk environment, the EM strategy seeks to elevate the effort of all Canadians as well as to strengthen overall resistance to the 5 priorities areas of activities. This priority area of activity by approved by deputy ministers responsible for EM in May 2017. So the first priority is enhance whole of society collaboration and governance to strengthen resistance. And the second priority is improve understanding of disaster risk and in all sectors of society. Increase focus on whole of society disaster prevention and thank you.
It's a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you for honoring me in the TV and through the India and around the world. India has a history extremely vulnerable to natural disasters. It has been traditionally vulnerable to natural disasters on account of its unique geoclimatic conditions, floods, droughts, cyclones, earthquakes, and many more have been recurrent. Therefore, it is important to have proper natural disaster management in India. At the global level, there has considerable confusion over natural disasters. In fact, human toll and economic losses have mounted. It was in this background that the United Nations General Assembly in 1895 declared the decade 1990 to 200
request Economic Erasar to start the closing sessions of United Nations at the Work Assembly.
Good afternoon to everybody present over here. We all are witnessed the program that is Model United Nations General Assembly Session 2023-24. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Principal Sir for motivating and guiding both our teachers and students to organize such a program that everybody present over here feels here that this is the here it is the just like a globe. That means the whole countries are here, and you see these are the representative of countries. All countries people are here. That means now our whole world is just like a global village. Their problem is our problem, and we have to solve that problem unitedly with discussion. Because you see in this session, two sessions, in the first session, human rights, and in the second session, regarding your disaster management. And the different countries' delegates, they perform their role in such a manner, like they will, in future, they will lead the nation. They will lead the nation. And you are just like our role model for the junior students, like 6-7 students, because they don't know about what is that United Nations living. And the main motto of this as the mock assembly organization is to learn, to let you know about the principles and function of United Nations. Because you know, students, there is no space to gather all the people, more than 700 crores people. There is no such a space or place to gather and discuss their issues and problems. So through these delegates, we can solve our problems. And the president, in the two sessions, I observed the president as well as secretary general and host nation. They perform their duty, their role, in a beautiful manner. And I observed there, all the teachers are observing also. And now is the time to declare the result also. I will declare 3 best performers. From that, those 3 chairs as well as the delegates also. And the third performer of this Model United Nations as General Assembly session, the third position goes to Sonali of class 12. So give her a big round of applause. During her speech, he delivered her speech in such a manner that first you see, this is the rule, because you are not really belong to that country. So first you have to think yourself that you are representing such a nation. You have to lost like that to think about the country, about its culture, about its language, everything. Then only you can present in a good or better way. Otherwise you can't remember this one. But it is not a simple thing. It's just like a drama. Okay? So you have to think, you have to know about everything about that particular country. Then only you can present that thing in such a good manner. So I judged that Sonali for the third position. Once again, congratulations Sonali. Thank you. Then second position goes to P. Sandeep. And you see how beautifully he presented his nation's views regarding that concerned subject. So, in this way, next year, students, junior students, get ready. You have to perform your role also. next year you will do better and perform in such a way that will be motivated one, encouraging one, and inspiring one also to the junior students or the listeners. And that's why we judge the second position to be Sandeep. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you. Then the first position. Any guess? No, you can't guess. Because so many countries are there, so many parties are there. You see the color. It is looking very colorful one. You can't guess who is the first one. And it is also very difficult to judge who will be the first one also. But after all, you have to choose anyone to be the first position, to secure the first position. That is President of second session, Lima of class 12. Thank you, Lima, for your presiding in that session, second session. We judged you as the first position. And after all, I would like to thank and I would like to express my special thanks to the CCF coordinators, because it is possible only of those CCF coordinators. They are doing their best, they are guiding the students. That's why such a beautiful function has been organized here. Then I would like to thank the students of the class, all classes students. They have done their part well. That's why big round of thanks to all the students of our Vidyalaya. So with this, here we conclude this Mokasim General Event Secretary Mokasim session, and I request class 9 students to discuss all these furniture.